Hello everyone, it is Susan here, and I am like so excited to make this video because I'm gonna have another new open collab, except it's gonna be for one day only. And this is what it is. Okay, so let me hold this up here. Oh, let me make sure you can see it. Let me stand up. All right, so it is a one-day open collab. The hashtag is going to be hashtag slowstitchwithme. Videos are published on Saturday, October 16th. One day. Will I do this again after that day? I don't know. Maybe. So October 16th, anytime that day, you can have your video go live. And let me know in the comments below in this video if you are going to participate. And I will put the link to your YouTube channel in the link to my video on October 16th. Comment on this video that you'd like to participate, and I will add the link. Blah, blah, blah. So, it's, oh my gosh. Okay, so I am way late to the party. I know I am. I'm like so late to the slow stitch party. But this is my very first one. I did it today, and I just love it. Oh my gosh. I just love it. I can't. So, I don't even know where to begin. I'm like so excited. So I watched some videos, and so I learned, and what I know is that, so the substrate that you use, which is the foundation, can really be anything. So you can use muslin, you can use batting, I don't know, whatever you want. In this case, I used 2 pages from a book, which made a nice enough firm foundation for me to work on. And what I did was I placed the fabric I wanted to use on here. I pinned it on and sewed it. I can't believe I'm sewing by hand. I can't believe it. Yeah, and then I added the little button and the little piece of canvas there, or burlap. I love it. And so the way that I plan to use this, and you can put, you know, if you made one, say for Christmas, you can add it to your December daily, of course. But like, look at this. Keep in mind where you would want to add it so that it's the right size, right? So yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. So this is my first one, and it will end up in my junk journal for sure. And so now I do want to, you know, show everybody, well, what I learned, okay, which obviously is not like a lot because, well, I just watched a few videos yesterday and now I'm like this pro, right? But this is what I know. I'll just teach you what I know. That's all I can do. So what I've decided to use for my next slow stitch process or project is a piece of old watercolor paper. It is a 6x6 sheet, but I cut it down. No, is it? What size is this? Yeah, 6x6, but I cut an inch off and I made it 6x5. Yeah, because I'm sure it's going to end up in my junk journal. I want to make sure that it's the right size. So once you have your substrate, you can do the placement of your fabric. So I know I want to do fall, and so I have these pieces of fabric. It's a lot. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So So like with this one, I don't know. I just put it down in a way that made sense in my head. So if I do something similar to that, I mean, that's very possible that that is what I will do. I think I'll start with a piece of this. And I don't want this bottom piece. Of course, everything that I'm saying to you at this moment could change. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. It won't tear. Won't tear. Okay, there we go. Okay. So let's just say I put that there. And I mean, obviously you can decide, does it bother you that it goes over the edges? It does not for me. I happen to like that look, so I'm going to leave that. I do know I want this piece to be the top piece, obviously, because it's so pretty. I think the next piece, I'll take some yellow. Let's do a little bit of yellow. So it's you know what, it is going to be similar to the other, to that first one that I showed you, because that's kind of where my mind is going. So I'm just going to roll with it. But you can put your fabric any way that you want, right? Any way that works for you. So do I want to add a piece of this? I don't know that I need to. So if I just had these, would that be enough? Or does this really help it to pop? I think it helps it to pop. Okay, so thank you for your help. I think what I'm going to do is let's take, like, I don't want, this is going to sound terrible, but I don't want too much to sew. Considering this is a sewing project, that's probably not like a really good thing to say, right? I don't know. I'm just playing at this point, right? So let's say I did something like that, just for the heck of it. And now I'm going to grab a piece of this, because when you sew it, you're sewing the edges of it, right? So when I sewed this, I only sewed around the edges. All right, you know what? I don't like that piece. Let me cut another piece, and let's see if I can come up with something a little bit better. Ooh, I love the sound of tearing fabric. I love it. Oh, see, now that I like a lot. It's a little bit longer than the piece underneath it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of do this, and let's see. This is our last piece of fabric. So what I'm thinking is it's going to go across this way, and it will probably stick out over the edges. Not too much, just a little bit. Something like that. Okay, so I'm liking that so far. Can this tear? Yes. Okay. So I like that. So what I'm going to do, like, so I wanted to show you how you can just put it together in a way that you like, right? So now you have your fabric, and you like the colors, you like the layout. Obviously, I'm going for something very autumnal here, and I like it. So I do have all of my threads all ready to go. I have 4 different threads ready to use. One of them being some very old, what is it called? Sorry, I have to look. It was from either my aunt or my grandmother. It was from here. Cruel. Cruel. I don't even know, like, what is the difference between crewel and embroidery and cross stitch and all that stuff. But anyways, there's a tremendous amount of crewel yarn in that package, and I pulled some out to use on here, and I also have just some thread. So I'm going to go ahead and go off camera, and I'm going to sew this, and then I'm going to come back on because I do want to add some sort of interest, and I do have a few things pulled out that I might end up using and I might not. So we'll see, right? Okay, so well, you know what? I think what I'll do is I'll come back and show you the last little bit of stitching just so that you can see how I do it. Hopefully getting through this piece of watercolor paper won't be too hard. If it is, I'll just switch to something else because I don't want to make this hard. So I'll be back. I'm just going to stitch most of it and then I'll be back. Okay. All right, so that took me about 15 minutes, and I sewed up here twice, down here once. I also sewed here, and this is where I've left off. So we're going to do this together, here up to here, and then this is done. So the thread that I used on the back two pieces was kind of like a, I don't know, a very light color thread, because I like the contrast of the thread on the fabric. I do suppose, you know, there will be times where I want it to match, but in this case, I was looking for something to contrast. So all I'm doing is I'm going, you know, I mean, I don't know. Does everybody know how to just like do this basic stitch? I have no idea. I mean, I knew how, but only because when I was young, like probably about 50 years ago, I did take some sewing lessons. So I've made clothes in the past, like nothing extravagant, but I have made clothes in the past. But that was, like I said, about 50 years ago. I mean, I can sew a button, I can sew a hem. That's like about it. So, yeah, so now I'm using that crewel yarn. That's what it's called in that little kit. It's called crewel yarn. So that's what I'm going to call it. And it is definitely not embroidery thread, I can tell you that. Oh, see, I'm starting to go on a slant here. So all I do is go up from the bottom and then go down through the top, just a regular old stitch. I mean, you should see what some of these ladies do. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. They do all the stitches, all the different kinds of stitches, and they put, oh my gosh, they make beautiful wall hangings, and they're so elaborate. But I guess my point with all of you is, if you've never done this before, I still hope that you join in this collab, because this is my second one ever. So we can learn together. Okay, so I'm just going to put one more stitch right here, and then we will, ow, oh, that's the first time oh my gosh. Obviously I can't talk and sew at the same time. That went right into my finger. Okay, so what you do, I just want to make sure I don't get blood on this, is when you're done, you just do a little knot. So you take your needle, you put it through, you pull it, you know, and just hold your other little finger there and just kind of do this. I do 2 knots. I saw one lady do 2 knots. I don't know if you have to do 2 knots, but she did it, so I'm doing it. Okay, so So let me kind of explain, and then we're gonna decorate it just a little bit. So I did 2 rows of stitching up here, one to hold this lighter orange down and one to hold the darker orange down. Then I started here and I went up here and across. So that was going to hold down these 2 pieces right here of fabric, right? And then I came over this and went across and back up. And now I'm going to leave it. Oh yeah, and I did some just down here. Like, I am not going to stitch this down here. What I will do is I do want to see if I can fray that a little bit more. And so I personally am not minding having some loose pieces. Don't know if that's proper or not, but I don't know. I like it. So what I want to do, and I actually got these little charms from Anita in some Happy Mail. One is a leaf and one is a dragonfly. So I'm going to sew these on, and you know, I don't know, like, I don't want to get too fancy. Like, for me, this was like perfect because it was easy and it wasn't too much. So like, I have some of my lace out, but I don't know, it's too heavy, I think. You know, I have this little ruffle thingy that I think is super cute. But do I want to add that on here? I mean, it looks cute, right? But, you know, I don't know. I think for right now, like, I just kind of want to keep it simple. I even thought about, wouldn't it be pretty to sew, you know, a piece of pretty, you know, an ephemera on it. But, you know, I'm not going to. The last thing I'm going to do is this. I'm going to sew these 2 on. I just have to decide where. So I'm thinking right there because you can see them there. All right, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're going to do this. This is good. So some of you are saying right now, wow, you know, I've been doing this for years, and you know, and that's true. I'm a beginner, and I'm just, oh, you know what? This needle's not going to fit through here. Oh, no. Oh, it did. Oh, okay. I'm not going to argue. I'm going to put them both on through one. I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds like somebody's cutting a tree down outside. All right, I think that's what I'm gonna do, is just, maybe I'll go through it one more time. I don't know. Oh, and I was able to go through the piece of watercolor paper just fine. I do think that I need to get, I'm sure I have one downstairs, a thimble, because, oh, see, it's getting it through those charms is not easy. Oh, you know what? Maybe I won't be able to go twice through this. All right, you know, I'm not going to force it. I don't want to break something. So I just went once through there for the charms. Yeah, so I have to go downstairs. I actually have, I think, 2 sewing boxes downstairs. One that's been mine for forever, and one that was my mother's. She moved to assisted living. My parents did, gosh, a year ago now. And of course, well, I'm really messing this up. And they didn't have room for a sewing box. I totally messed that up. That's okay. You know what? I'm going with it. So this is my little slow stitching. What do you think? I mean, I don't know. I think it's cute. So like, I'll be able to grab my journal. Let me go back out and, you know, pick a page and say, oh, okay, well, you know, I want to add that there. And, you know, maybe I'll, you know, edge the page. Maybe I'll edge the paper with some ink. I don't know, because I'm not ready to do that yet. But when I am ready, I now have 2 beautiful pieces to put in my journal. And you know what I will be making probably for October 16th, and that I'm sure will be something Christmas related for my December daily. But so this is it. Simple. Obviously, if you are really into this and you're like one of those pros, I want you on this collab, because the rest of us are going to learn from you. So if you're really talented at this kind of thing, I want you part of it. If you've never done it before, I want you part of it. I want everybody to try this because it's really a lot of fun. So again, comment below if you are able to post a video on October 16th, anytime during the day. That's Saturday, October 16th. And what you'll have to do is use hashtag slowstitchwithme. You'll have to put a link to my YouTube channel in your description box. And what else? I feel like I'm missing something. The hashtag, oh, well, my link, and I'll put your link in my video. I still feel like I'm missing something, but that's okay. So on this video right here that you're watching, please comment if you would like to participate. And as of right now, it's only one day. So, oh my gosh, I hope you're as excited as I am. Oh my gosh, aren't they cute? I'm like so proud of these little things. All right, thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderfully blessed week. All right, bye-bye.